Hello, friends. This is the Visarga. It's pronounced as aha. No, I'm just kidding. It's quite literally a breath of air. Ah. It is the purest fricative sound there is. What is a fricative? We shall find out. This here is something most of you are familiar with. It is the consonants of the Sanskrit language, or at least a simplified form of it. Here in yellow are the unvoiced consonants, the ka, cha, ta, ta, pa, and alike. And here in cyan are the voiced consonants, or the ga, ja, da, da, ba, but curiously also the nasals and the ya, ra, la, va. Now, what happened to the sa, sha, sa? Well, we're gonna find out about them later. But first, what exactly is the meaning of voiced and unvoiced? Well, you repeatedly say ka, 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 and then you say ga, 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 ga. You notice that in the place of your mouth that your tongue touches, it is the same. The ka, ga, 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 the tongue is touching the same place. The only difference is that when you say ga, 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 your vocal cords vibrate. And the use of this vocal cords is voicing and hence voiced consonant. Now, a bit of story time. When I was first practicing Sanskrit, I noticed how the Visargas would often disappear. So Krishna Balaramam Pashyati became Krishno Balaramam Pashyati. Krishna Chandram Pashyati became Krishnas Chandram Pashyati. And then Krishna Tam Pashyati becomes Krishnas Tam Pashyati. I later learned this to be Visarga Sandhi and that there was an actual pattern to this. And to understand this, you first need to understand what exactly is a fricative. A fricative, put simply, is any consonant in which continuous flow of air is allowed. So you have sha, sha, sa, but also kha, as in Genghis Khan, and also za. Yes, there are voiced fricatives. And then ja, which is like a Russian phoneme, but also something you hear in Hindi, mujhe. So what you'll notice is these consonants allow the flow of air, sh, sh, s, as opposed to plosives, k, t, p, where the flow of air is restricted. Now on to the actual Visarga Sandhi. Now, the Visarga Sandhi for voiced consonants is very boring. When a Visarga is followed by a voiced consonant, it simply turns into an O. So, Krishna Deva becomes Krishno Deva, which is pretty standard. However, things get interesting when the Visarga is followed by unvoiced consonants. You see, the Visarga, or the pure fricative, takes the form of the fricative corresponding to the consonant that follows. So, Visarga becomes a velar fricative, or the kha, when it's being followed by a velar consonant. So, ka or ka. Now let's try some examples. We have Krishna Kala Varna. Now, let's see. The Visarga follows a ka sound, so it becomes kha, or the velar fricative. Thus, Krishna Kala Varna. This is called the Jihva Mulya, by the way. Next, we have Krishna Chatura, meaning, forget about the meaning. Just notice that the Visarga is followed by a palato-alveolar, cha. And the palato-alveolar, I think this case is the palatal fricative, that is sha. So the sentence becomes Krishnash Chatura. Next we have this interesting one, Krishna Takura. The ta is a retroflex consonant, thus the Visarga becomes the retroflex fricative, or sha. Thus the sentence becomes Krishnash Takura. Now finally, we'll try this one. Krishna Paramatma. We have a bilabial consonant, thus we get the bilabial fricative fa, which in Sanskrit is the upadmaniyam. It's like the F, but the F is the labiodental fricative. This is the bilabial fricative. You are quite literally blowing air. Fa. Thus, the sentence becomes Krishna Paramatma. By the way, the Upadmaniyam and Jihvamulya are only optional sandhi, meaning they don't occur often, only like in Vedic chanting, and because of the rarity, these two phonemes are my favorite in the Sanskrit phonology. Anyway, I began wondering, as I was, thinking about Visarga Sandhi and, fricatives, what if we had voiced fricatives in Visarga Sandhi? How would that look like? Let's find out. Here's the same Sanskrit consonant chart, except only the voiced consonants are highlighted. There, on the very last column, I have provided the corresponding voiced fricatives to each of the consonant class, the voiced one specifically. Going down there, ra, ja, ja, za, and va. Oh, by the way, the Sanskrit ha sound is actually the voiced version of the Visarga. It itself is a fricative. It is the voiced glottal fricative, whereas the Visarga is the unvoiced glottal fricative, which is the H sound in English. Yes, the Indian ha sound is qualitatively different from the English ha sound. Let us have some fun. To the left is a small Sanskrit story I wrote. As you can see, it looks like something a beginner Sanskrit speaker would write. Now let me read the text. Krishna tasya prajabhyah govardhanam dadhara tatah param indra kupitah bhabhuva vashamscha vavardha akashe stanitam sarvatah dhamaro iva asa parantu shama sundara dridha tasthau venum cha vadayamasa Krishna deva iti vrindavanavasinah prochuh atah indra dutebhyah jalanivah saranna janam samhartum shashaka. Okay, I'm out of breath while reading that. Now, here is the same text, but with the proper external sandhi for the Visarga, and I still preserve the Visarga highlights. Now let me read it. Krishnastasya prajabhyo govardhanam dadhara tatah param indrah kupito babhuva vashamscha vavardha akashe stanitam sarvato damaror iva asa parantu shama sundaro durdhastasthau venum cha vadayamasa Krishno deva iti vrindavanavasinah prochuh ata indradutebhyo jalanivah saranna janam samhartum shashaka. But now, here's the same text, except the Visarga becomes voiced fricatives when followed by voiced consonants. Krishnastasya prajabhyah govardhanam dadhara tatah param indrah kupitav babhuva vashamscha vavardha akashe stanitam sarvataj dhamaror iva asa parantu shama sundaras dridastasthau venum cha vadayamasa Krishnas deva iti vrindavanavasinah prochuh ata indra dutebhyah jalanivah saranna janam samhartum shashaka. God, that Sanskrit sounds exotic. Now, I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you for watching.